I don't buy new cars, I don't buy brand names, I go to Goodwill for my clothes. I like to save money, I like to find bargains, it's the life I chose. I throw nothing away, I'll find a use another day for all this junk I keep. My neighbors all hate me, they abuse and berate me, 'cause I like doing it cheap. Yeah, I like doing it cheap. Welcome to another episode of Doing It Cheap.
It's me again, Margaret. How y'all doing today? Well, today I'm gonna do a video on how to do a little bit of repair on this damn paved driveway. It's a place that I bought, and the previous owner had a paving company come in and pave up there around the house a little bit and come down here where this culvert is to do some paving. But I reckon they wasn't paying much attention to what they was doing, or they didn't give a shit, because this fella reported him a concrete, I don't know, ends on the side of the driveway to keep the gravel from washing out. And when they come in here at the paving machine, he said they hit it and busted all the shit. So I got out here and did one side, and I figured, well, I don't know if people be interested in it or not, but I'll show you how I done it. Hey, you know, put your rebar in there and form it all up, pour it by hand. By hand part's the bad stuff. But as you've heard me mention before, when you work in concrete, you can't have enough help and you can't have enough beer. I ain't got no help, but by God, I've got a bunch of beer. So I'll just take a little bit at a time and do what I can do, and what I can't do today, I'll do tomorrow. But I want to show you how bad this driveway was getting. If you look, let's see here. If you look right down there, you see how close that tire is to that fresh concrete I poured? Well, that was where the asphalt was breaking away. Now look over here. There ain't a whole lot of room for that tire to pass without dropping off in that hole. Matter of fact, my son-in-law can't even come out here towing his trailer without hitting one of them chuck holes. He ends up driving out yonder in the darn pasture, you know, so he don't get close to it. But anyway, I'm gonna get down here and see if I can't fix this. I did that side right yonder. It took about 10 bags of concrete, 60 pound bags, 0.45 cubic foot each. And let me see if I can get this off here to show you what all we got going. Got to hold my beer in one hand, my camera in the other. Let's see what's happening here. Little old pissant, what, inch and a half asphalt? Whoever poured this ought to have their damn ass whipped. That ain't worth a shit. Somebody ripped somebody off, I think. Anyway, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna put me some rebar in here, put me a board up, and tie it off best I can, and see if we can get some concrete to hold. So, unfortunately, I can't sit here and just let it run and show you every step I'm doing as I'm doing it, because it'd be a 3-day video. So you see what I got to start with, and I'll try to check back as I accomplish each step. Alright, well, the first thing I've done here
is I drove some rebar in the ground behind this board. See that right there? And I got me a piece of rebar laying across the pavement here to act like a straight edge, just to get me close to level. I don't expect that board out there to be perfectly level. I'm gonna raise it up a little anyway. But what I got now is I will take my little Drill Master cordless drill you hear me brag about all the time, and some tie wire for rebar, and a pair of lineman's pliers, and my semi-cold beer I ain't finished yet. And I will get down here and drill holes on either side of that rebar and twist tie this board to that rebar that's drove in the ground. And them pieces, even though that board is only like 6 or 7 inches tall, those pieces are about 2.5 feet long that I drove down in there. I want to make sure they're good and steady to hold that. There's not going to be an incredible amount of pressure behind there because we are pouring this by hand. It's not like a big truck. It's rushing in there and dumping, 500 pounds of concrete up against it right off the bat. I have to laugh now. Somebody left a comment talking about doing it cheap. Said, "Does doing it cheap mean saving plastic bags and all that crap?" Well, I'm going to show you something. You see that plastic right there? I had deliberately saved that. That come off at a greenhouse, off them panels. I saved that knowing I was doing this project, and because I can get in there and stuff all them cracks and crevices to where my concrete won't run out. Oh, and by the way, here's a good example of what I'm doing. See there? I just drill a hole on each side of that rebar and run that wire through and tie that board in place. So that's what I'll be doing. That's what I'll be doing on that side right there. All right, I'll check back with you when I got something else done. Well, there's not a lot more I can do down in there. I've got me a piece running almost a full length, and I've got 3 uprights, and they're driven in pretty damn solid. I can't really back up towards the center of the pavement and get another bite with another piece of rebar. And I got them culverts right in the way. But I have enough room in the future because these culverts, if you can see it here, they stick out a pretty good ways. So I can come back in later and pour me a sure enough slab of concrete. But I think for right now, that's going to do it. And oh God, I gotta go get the concrete. Gotta start the hard stuff. But I think before I start the hard stuff, I'm gonna have another beer. I'll be back in a minute. All right, well, what I've done here is I have taken a bunch of little plastic that come off that greenhouse. I've stuffed down in the cracks and crevices, keep that concrete from leaking out. I've got me some bags of concrete mix sitting here ready to go. I've got me a water and trough, got some water in there. Got me a coffee can, plastic coffee can for dipping the water. In the wheelbar, I've got Super Hoe. Y'all remember Super Hoe? My God, you don't need nothing else if you got Super Hoe. That son of a bitch, I've been cutting roots with it and all kinds of shit. I got Super Hoe. I got a trowel to help place the concrete. And all it amounts to now is just mixing it per the instructions. Basically, it's a couple of quarts of water, but to a bag. But I'm gonna get that concrete mixed up. Right now I'm just doing 1 bag at a time to place in the ends and places that are subject to it leaking out. I'll mix it kind of thick, and then I'll mix 2 or 3 bags at one time and pour it off in there. I'm guessing, now I've got 10 bags loaded. I'm guessing that it's going to take about 9 of them. because this one over here took 8. So I'm guessing 9 over here, but I could be wrong. We'll find out. Whew, I'll be a tired son of a bitch when I get her done, though. All right, let me shut this thing off for a minute. Well, I was at Harbor Freight the other night, and after pouring that concrete over there, I started thinking maybe I ought to buy that little old 1.5 cubic foot mixer they got. I said, surely I can get it for about $89. And that would mix up 3 of these bags at a time. Well, I get in there and look at them, they're $149 on sale for $149. Of course, have my 20% off. Then add back my sales tax. I'll be looking at $135 for that little mixer. And I said, shit, I got a son-in-law. I'll get my son-in-law to help me do this shit. And he's more than willing. It's just, I got a little ahead of his schedule. And he's in the middle of doing something else. Of course, he'll probably pull up here in a few minutes with my grandson after he picks him up from daycare. But this ain't too bad. You're only mixing 1 bag at a time. But now I was mixing, over there I was mixing 3 bags, and it just about whooped my ass. I mean it. But what'll help is if you know how much water it takes, then you get 1 part of that, 1/2 of that, or 1/3 of it, whatever, mixing up real wet, and then pull that dry mix into it as you're mixing, and then it evenly thickens up. But this last bag I did, bag number 4, I started thinking maybe that $135 wasn't too bad an idea. But that wouldn't be doing it cheap. And I've got a mixer at my other place. It's just hard to get to. It's one of their bigger ones. I'll just do it by hand. I got talking, put a little bit too much water in this one, but it'd be all right. Whoa! Every now and then you need a thin one to work down them tiny little cracks and crevices anyway. What the hell? Well, we'll be back when we get some more done. Whew. Well, my son-in-law showed up just in time, helped me mix that last 5 bags. It actually took 11 bags to do that. Whew. It would have took 10, but I needed just a smidgen more, and I had left over to do a little bit over here. But there it is. So now maybe my my trailer won't try to drop off a damn hole on the side of the doggone road. When my son-in-law showed up, I sent him after 2 more bags because I thought I'd need them. Anyway, that right there is pouring concrete. Whew. I sure was thinking about getting that mixer, but it's done now. I didn't have to spend $135. So if you don't spend it, ain't that the same as saving it? And saving it, ain't that the same as earning? So hell, I look at it, I earned $135
because I didn't have to spend it. Whew, it's time for a cold beer. Well, folks, y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll better tomorrow. Bye.
God, I gotta have a cold beer.